Hello guys and welcome to the class. So last class we saw the new content from page 46. Yes, we saw well-dressed, tongue-tied, introverted, outstanding, to boast, natural born. Yes, things related to talents, like prodigy and genius, people that were born with talents, with natural born talents. We also saw introverted, what means to be an introverted person. Yes. And now we are going to page 48. So we are going to see the new content from this page, okay? So the new content is imaginative, to imagine, Norway, Norwegian, to scream, to yell, to shout, to fall out with, to run out of, an artist, artistic, to discover, to figure out, to find out, imagination, iconic. Okay, so we have a lot of new words that we have to see. Okay, so the first one is imaginative. When something is imaginative, it means that it's new and very original, okay? Something you've never seen before. So when you say this work of art is very imaginative, it's because it has a lot of imagination. It's usually something new, something that was never tried before, something full of imagination, okay? So we can say, oh, this person is very imaginative. They have a lot of imagination, okay? So when something is imaginative, it has a lot of imagination. Usually it's something that people never seen before, okay? Then we have to imagine, which is, well, you imagine something in your mind, yes? So I am imagining a place full of snow and birds and beautiful things, okay? I am imagining this in my mind. So I am seeing this place with my mind, with my imagination, okay? So I'm imagining those things. There is the song from John Lennon that is called Imagine. The song tells us to see things with our mind, to imagine a world. What was the song again? Imagine all the people living, I don't remember the lyrics. Imagine all the people living for today and things like this. So he invites us to imagine, to see things with our mind, okay? This is to imagine things, okay? Then the next word we have is Norway. Norway is a country in Europe. I don't know if I can translate this. It's a country in Europe which is Noruega, okay? This is Norway is Noruega, okay? And the person that was born in Norway is called a Norwegian, okay? So Norway is the place, Norwegian is the person that is born in Norway, okay? Then we have three very similar words, but with sort of different meanings, okay? So we have to scream, to yell, and to shout. When you scream, it's usually out of fear. Like, for example, you're watching a horror movie, and then you are very scared, and then you scream, okay? So you are feeling a lot of fear, and then you scream because you are afraid of something, okay? I saw a spider, so I screamed, okay? Because I was scared. So to scream, you scream in fear, okay? To yell and to shout, they are very similar things. It means when you speak loudly. Okay, so to yell, I can yell for attention, for example. So I am yelling at a student, for example. Hey, pay attention. I am talking very loudly. I am yelling, okay? Yes? It's like a scream, but it's not in fear. I'm not screaming in fear. I am yelling, okay? So my voice is loud, but I'm not afraid of anything. My voice is just loud. I'm just speaking loudly, okay? To shout, it's kind of the similar thing. I am shouting at you. I am speaking loudly, okay? Yes? So I can speak loudly because it's hard to hear. I can speak loudly. I can shout or I can yell because I am very angry at you. I can yell and I can shout because I want you to pay attention to me. So I'm going to yell or shout, hey, pay attention to me, okay? So to yell and to shout are very similar. To yell and shout is when your voice is loud. Whether you want to call attention to yourself, whether you are angry, whether the place you are, it's very noisy and you can't hear. So those are very similar. To scream, you always scream in fear, okay? Then we have to fall out with, which means to have an argument or a fight or a discussion, okay? So if I'm having a fight with you, I can say I am falling out with you, okay? So we're having an argument, we're having a discussion, okay? So to fall out with is to have a discussion or a fight or an argument, okay? So usually when I'm having an argument, I tend to yell a lot because my voice gets very loud, okay? So you're not paying attention and now I'm yelling because you are not paying attention and I'm falling out with you, okay? And then we're having an argument. I am falling out with you because we are fighting, we are having an argument. Then the next one is to run out of. To run out of is when you don't have any more, okay? So you used everything you had and now you ran out of a certain thing. So I drank all my tea and now I don't have any more. I ran out of tea, okay? So people nowadays are using a lot of this, yes? Which is alcohol, and people are using a lot and they will run out of it someday, probably soon, yes? So when you run out of, it means that you don't have it anymore. You used everything and now you don't have it. The next word is an artist and artistic. An artist is very similar to Portuguese, is a person that does art. An artist, it can be a musician, it can be an actor, a painter. This is an artist, is a person that does art, okay? And artistic, it means that it's full of art, okay? So this painting is very artistic because it's full of art. This person is very artistic. They do a lot of art. They are full of art, okay? So this is what artistic means. It means that it's very artistic. It's very full of art, yes? Artistic, it's also similar to Portuguese, yes? Artist and artistic, yes? Then we have the word to discover, which is a verb. To discover is to find out for the first time. When you discover something, you are seeing this for the first time ever. Okay, so a scientist discovered the cure for cancer because people don't have the cure for cancer, and this scientist just discovered it. He saw it for the first time, okay? To discover, it's It's not very similar, but kind of similar to Portuguese, yes, is when you see something for the first time, okay? Pedro Álvares Cabral, we can say he discovered Brazil because he saw it for the first time, okay? And then the next word we have is to figure out. To figure out is like to understand something, okay? So I am doing this math problem and it's very difficult and I'm trying to figure out. So I'm trying to understand this, okay? So to figure out is to understand something or try to understand. Like, I can't solve this problem. Figure it out and try to understand, okay? So to figure out is to understand something, yes? And the next word we have is to find out. To find out is similar to discover. We find out things usually without intention, okay? We are not looking for this. We're not looking for this particular answer. So we discover it by accident and we find out, okay? So to find out is to know things by accident, yes? So you are not searching for this particular kind of information, but you read it anyway and you see it, and now you found out. You weren't looking for it in the first place, but now you know and you found out, okay? Recently, I found out that people need to wash their hands every time, for example, okay? I wasn't looking for this information. I found out this information by accident, okay? So to find out is to discover something by accident, yes? And the next word we have is imagination. So imagination is the things we imagine in our minds, okay? So this person has a lot of imagination. They're always thinking about stuff. They're always imagining things, okay? Imagination is kind of similar to Portuguese, yes? It's imagination, okay? You can create entire worlds in your head and this will be all your imagination, okay? So artists usually have a lot of imagination. They need a lot of imagination to do their works, to be creative, yes? So artistic people are always very imaginative. They have a lot of imagination. Imagination is also tied to imaginative. So when something is very imaginative, it means that it has a lot of imagination, yes? And then we have iconic, which means that it's very famous or very popular. For example, Lady Gaga's work is very iconic because she's very famous and people like her work, I think. I don't know. I like her work. So something iconic or someone that is iconic, it means that it's something or someone that is very famous and very popular. Okay, so this is iconic. So there we have the new words from our new content. Yes? So this is our words, and now we're doing the let's repeat. An artist has to be imaginative and creative in order to create successful pieces. Edvard Munch was an iconic artist in the 19th and 20th centuries from Norway. She fell out with her boyfriend because he didn't want to help her study for her English exam. The painter said that he had ran out of imaginative thoughts, so he needed a break. If I found out that my friend was a millionaire, I would ask them to buy me dinner. Norway has never fallen out with its neighbors in modern times. Okay, so this is our let's repeat. And now we're going to do the let's practice. What would you do if you ran out of coffee at home and it was a public holiday? Who is an imaginative person in your family? What do they do that shows their imagination? Tell me one of Norway's neighbors. Who is the most iconic Norwegian artist you know? What is the name of one of Edvard Munch's most imaginative pieces? Do children often imagine a lot of things? Do to shout and to yell mean the same? What should we try to do if we don't understand something the first time? Are you an artistic person? What is the name of an iconic person from your country? Why are they iconic? Did you figure out how to solve that question? Who has Lucas fallen out with? Okay, so we're going to continue on page 49, okay? Where can I find out what the capital of Norway is? Who discovered America? Would you scream if you saw a lion in the classroom? What do you do when you are very afraid of something? Do the students sometimes have to use their imagination to answer the questions during the lesson? Did you figure out anything about that new artist? Okay, so now we are going to invert, and I am going to say the answers, and you are going to ask me the questions, okay? If I had ran out of coffee at home and it was a public holiday, I would ask my neighbor if I could borrow some. My mother is an imaginative person in my family because she's always inventing new things. One of Norway's neighbors is Sweden. The most iconic Norwegian artist I know it's Edvard Munch. The name of one of Edvard Munch's The name of one of Edvard Munch's most imaginative pieces is The Scream. Yes, children often imagine a lot of things. Yes, to shout and to yell mean the same. We should try to find out if there's another explanation if we don't understand something the first time. Yes, I am an artistic person. The name of an iconic person in my country is Chico Buarque. He's iconic because he wrote beautiful songs. Yes, I figured out how to solve that question. Lucas has fallen out with Richard. You can find out what the capital of Norway is on Google. Christopher Columbus discovered America. Yes, I would scream if I saw a lion in the classroom. When I'm very afraid of something, I scream. Yes, the students sometimes have to use their imagination to answer the questions during the lesson. Yes, I figured out something about that new artist. I know now that he's from Germany. Okay, so this was our new content for today. It's page 48 and a little bit of page 49. Okay, so that's it for today's classroom. Oh, and guys, don't forget to read the book, okay, the OC. I know you have exercises to do, and please start reading the book, okay? If you already read the whole book, please do the exercises, okay? Don't forget that, and I will see you next lesson. Bye bye.